Well, hello, everybody. We are going to be working on Chapter 12 of Shurley Grammar. We're classifying patterns 1 through 3 sentences, and this is just going to be mixed practice. You're not going to be learning really anything new. We'll just be reviewing. So let's read our first sentences. Well, before we do that, let's review the patterns. Pattern 1 is just a subject-verb core. That's pattern 1. Pattern 2 is a subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object core. Pattern 3 is subject, noun, verb, transitive, indirect object, and then direct object core. So these are going to be the 3 patterns you're going to need to be paying attention as you classify. So let's do the first one. Read it. Her dog jumped over the fence and ran around my yard. Do you see any prepositions in the sentence? Let me get my pens going. Over. The fence. Good. Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Over. Preposition. Over what? Fence. Object of the preposition. The. Article adjective. Put a parentheses around that prepositional phrase, over the fence. Do you see any more prepositions? Around. Preposition. Around what? Around yard. Object of the preposition. Whose yard? My yard. Remember, that's possessive pronoun adjective. Might be a good time to practice these. There are 7 possessive pronouns, that are easy as can be. My and our, his and her, its and their, and your. So keep reviewing all those jingles because that will help you as you classify. All right, let's read the sentence without those prepositional phrases. Her dog jumped and ran. Who jumped and ran? Dog. Subject, noun. What is being said about dog? Dog jumped. And what else did it do? It ran. So we've got 2 verbs, right? So we're going to label them VV. And they're a compound verbs. So and is your conjunction. So what do you do with the compound verbs? You put C for compound in front of each of these labels. So we've got CV, C, CV. Okay. Now we've got one word left. Whose dog? Her dog. Again, that's a possessive pronoun adjective. All right, let's do the pattern. Now, do we have any direct objects in the sentence or indirect objects? No, we don't. So it's what pattern? That's right. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Check. All right, we're going to go to the end of the sentence. You see an exclamation point? So it's exclamatory. Go to the verb. Now we've got 2 verbs, so which one do you choose? You choose the first one. Draw your dividing line in front of the verb. Underline the complete subject once and the complete predicate twice. All right, let's change color. Let's do green this time. All right, let's read the next sentence. Wow, Tom and Jack worked non-stop through the night on the Lego Millennium Falcon. Now, that would probably take all night because that thing is huge if you've ever seen it. So let's first of all look for prepositional phrases. Do you see any prepositions? How about through? Preposition, through what? They worked through what? The night. Object of the preposition, article adjective, the. Put your parentheses around that whole prepositional phrase. Do you see any more prepositions? How about on? On what? Now this is, be very careful. On Lego or on the Millennium Falcon? Now remember, this is the name of the ship, the spaceship, right? So that whole thing is going to be your object of the preposition. Yeah, I'm sorry about that Microsoft thing showing up. Let me see if I can get rid of it. Here we go. Okay, so Millennium Falcon is all one word, so we're going to label that OP. What kind? Here, I lost my pen. What kind of Millennium Falcon? It's a Lego Millennium Falcon. So what would this be? That's right, adjective, article adjective, the. Let's put our parentheses around the whole thing. All right, what do we have? Do we have any other prepositions? I don't see any, so let's read the whole thing without them, without those prepositional phrases. Wow, Tom and Jack worked non-stop. Who worked non-stop? Tom and Jack. So we've got 2 subject nouns, don't we? Compound subject noun, and is a conjunction. So what do we do with the Tom and Jack? We put a C for compound in front of those labels. What is being said about Tom and Jack? They worked. Verb, worked. How, when, or where? How, nonstop, adverb. And wow is an interjection. So do we see any direct objects or indirect objects at all in this sentence? No. So again, it's a subject, noun, verb. Pattern 1 sentence. Go to the end of the sentence, see a period, statement, declarative. Go to your verb. Divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Underline the the complete subject once. Now you don't have to include the interjection as part of the subject. So just underline the complete subject once and the complete predicate twice. I wish I could underline these a little straighter, but I'm not that great at it. All right, let's go to the next page. These are all pattern 2 sentences, so I guess you don't have to pay too much attention to which one is which because I didn't mix them up. All right, guys, let's continue classifying. Pattern 2 sentences this time. We are going to read the sentence first. Loudly, Nathaniel sang a song to his girlfriend. This is a true statement. That's Nathaniel is my son, and he did sing a song to his girlfriend, asking her to the prom. It was really cute. All right, let's get back to what we're doing here. Let's look for prepositions. Do you see any? You see the word to. That's a preposition. Good. To whom or what? Girlfriend. Object of a preposition. Oh, dear. I need to get that off of there. This is an O right here. Let me fix this really fast, kids. I'm going to erase this little triangle. This is an O. I can't erase it. All right. To his girlfriend. His is, whose girlfriend? His. Purpose. I feel like I should just start over. Possessive, pronoun, adjective. Let's put parentheses around to his girlfriend. All right, let's read the sentence without that. Loudly, Nathaniel sang a song. Who sang a song? Nathaniel. Subject, noun. What's being said about Nathaniel? He sang. Verb. Sang what? This is an important question. Sang what? Sang a song. So we have a direct object in this sentence. When you have a direct object, you have to change your verb to verb transitive because the action is being transferred from Nathaniel to the song, if that makes any sense. So we call it a verb transitive. So what about this little letter A here? Article, adjective, A. Go to the beginning of the sentence. What does this loudly word mean? It means that he sang the song loudly. How did he sing it loudly? So what will we label this? Right, this is an adverb because it's describing the verb. Adverbs describe verbs. Okay, so let's go to the front and write our sentence pattern. Subject, noun, verb transitive, direct object. So this is a pattern 2 sentence. We have a new core. All right, let's go to the end of our sentence. Period, statement, declarative. This is not a command, so it's going to be declarative. Let's go to our verb. Divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Now, is loudly part of the complete subject? No, it's part of the complete predicate because it's telling how he sang. It's telling how he did the action. So we're going to underline loudly twice. This is an inverted order sentence. All right, let's read the next sentence. The helpful student punched 3 holes into my papers. Do you see any prepositions? Into, preposition. Into what? Papers. Object of the preposition. Whose papers? My papers. Possessive, pronoun, adjective. Put parentheses around the whole prepositional phrase. Do you see any other prepositions? No. Read the sentence without it. The helpful student punched 3 holes. Who punched 3 holes? Student. Subject, noun. What is being said about student? Student punched. Punched what? Hopefully not another person. Punched holes. So you have a direct object because you ask the question what after the verb, and that tells you you have a direct object when you have an answer. How many holes? 3. Adjective, because you know adjectives answer the question what kind, which one, and how many. Let's go to the beginning of the sentence. Student. What kind of student? Helpful. Adjective. I forgot something, guys. What was it? Let's jump back over to the verb. When you have a direct object, don't forget, like I did, to change your verb to verb transitive. You're going to add a T, a dash, and a T. All right, let's go back to the beginning. The, article, adjective. All right, that's all the words labeled. So let's label our sentence pattern, subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object, pattern 2. Let's go to the end of the sentence. Period. Is this a command or a statement? It's a statement, so period, statement, declarative. Go to your verb, punched, draw a dividing line before it, and underline your complete subject once, the helpful student, and your complete predicate twice. Punch 3 holes into my papers. Very good. All right, let's jump into pattern 3 sentences. Let's read the sentence. The audience gave the actors in the play a round of applause. Do you see any prepositions? First of all, let's make this easier on ourselves and get rid of them. All right, preposition in. In what? In play. Object of the preposition. Oopsie. Article, adjective. The, put parentheses around it. Do you see any other prepositions? How about of? Preposition. Of what? Of applause. Object of a preposition. Put your parentheses around it. What do we have left when we take those out? The audience gave the actors a round. Okay. Who gave the actors a round? Audience, subject, noun. What is being said about audience? They gave. Verb. Gave what? Gave the actors. Now picture this in your mind. Audience giving actors away. What would that look like? Okay, they're not giving the actors, are they? They're giving something else. What are they giving? They're giving a round of applause, aren't they? So round is our direct object. Article, adjective, A. Let's take care of that. But who are they giving this round of applause to? They're giving it to the actors. So this is your indirect object because they're receiving the direct object. They're getting it. You're handing it to them. Okay. Article, adjective, the, and don't forget when you have an indirect object and a direct object, you are going to change your verb to verb transitive. Let's go to the beginning of the sentence. Article, adjective, the. Now our sentence pattern is changing a little bit. Now it's going to be subject, noun, verb transitive, IO for indirect object, DO for direct object, pattern 3. Our core is a little bit longer now. Let's go to the end of the sentence. Period. Is this a statement or a command? It's a statement again, so declarative. Go to your verb, gave, draw your dividing line, underline your complete subject once, the audience, and your complete predicate twice. Gave the actors in the play a round of applause. All right. Did you or your brother tell Jenny about our secret hideout? Do you see any prepositions in this sentence? How about the word about? About is a preposition. About what? About our secret? Well, what about hideout? You want to know if you or your brother told Jenny about the hideout, right? So that is your object of a preposition. What kind of hideout is it? It's a secret hideout. Adjective. Our possessive pronoun adjective says whose secret hideout it is. And let's put this in parentheses. I don't see any other prepositions, so let's read the sentence without it. Did you or your brother tell Jenny? Okay. Who told Jenny? Or who did tell Jenny? You, subject pronoun, brother, subject noun. Now look, we've got a compound subject going on here. Or is your conjunction. Remember that your conjunctions, the most common ones are and, but, and or. There's the most common conjunctions. We see and a lot, but sometimes you'll see these other ones. So here we have or. So you know that when you have a compound subject, you've got to put your C in front of these labels. Compound subject pronoun, compound subject noun. Okay. What is being said about you and your brother or your brother? Tell, did tell. Okay, that's your verb. Now remember, to find the verb phrase, sometimes it has a verb, a helping verb, like this word did appear. What is this? If you've memorized your 23 helping verbs, you will immediately recognize that that is a helping verb, and you'll know that you have a verb phrase. Another way you can find the verb phrase is by turning the whole question around into a statement. Did you or your brother tell Jenny about our secret hideout? And then switch it around to a statement. You or your brother did tell Jenny about our secret hideout. Does that make sense? So did tell is your verb phrase. You've got your helping verb did and your main verb tell. All right. Did you or your brother tell? Tell who or what? Jenny, direct object. So you need to change your verb to verb transitive. Now, are there any other words that we have not labeled? Your. Okay. Whose brother? Your brother. Possessive pronoun, adjective. All right, we've labeled everything, I think. Good. So let's do our sentence pattern. Now, this one is not a sentence. This one has no indirect object, does it? So this is actually a pattern 2 sentence. So it's subject noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2. All right, so let's check. Let's read these sentences below here and see if we can figure out if they're pattern 1, 2, or 3. Remember, if it has a direct object only, it's a pattern 2 sentence. All right, number 1, did you watch the new Star Wars movie? All right, sometimes you kind of have to classify in your head to figure out whether you have a direct object or not. If you can immediately find the verb, like the action is watch, did watch, ask yourself the question what after the verb. Watch what? Star Wars movie. Direct object. So no one's receiving the movie, so there's no indirect object, so it must be a pattern 2. So we're going to write P2 in the blank. Yes, my parents took me and my friends to the theater yesterday. Can you find the verb? What's the action? Took. Took who? Okay, we've got me and friends. So we've got a compound something here. And does it say anything else? Nope. To the theater is a prepositional phrase, so it looks like we've got a double direct object. So this is a compound direct object here. Took me and my friends, so it's just a direct object. So this again is a pattern 2. My sisters and their friends walked around the mall during the movie. What's the action in the sentence? Walked. Walked what? Is there any answer? Is there a marathon, a path? No. It says around the mall, and you know that's a prepositional phrase. And during the movie is another prepositional phrase. There's no direct object, so this is a pattern 1. They bought me a lightsaber at the Disney store. All right, what's the action in the sentence? Bought. Bought what? For whom? Well, they didn't buy me, right, at the Disney store, so that can't be a direct object. They bought something. What was it? It was a lightsaber, direct object. But they bought the lightsaber for me, right? They gave it to me. So me is the indirect object because me is the one receiving the lightsaber. So this is a pattern 3 sentence because we have verb transitive, indirect object, direct object. At the ice cream shop, they sat at the counter and drank milkshakes. All right, what are the verbs in this sentence? What's action is happening? What's being said about they? They sat at the counter. Well, that's a prepositional phrase. So sat what? No answer. What about this one? Drank. Drank what? They drank milkshakes. You got a direct object. Yay! So that's a VT. So we've kind of come back over here. Pattern 2. There's no indirect object. After the movie, we met them and left for home. All right. What is being said about we? What did we do? We met who or what? Met them. So that's a direct object. And then there's another action. We didn't just meet. We left. So there's your other verb. And you know for is a preposition, for home is a phrase. There's no direct object at all. So I don't see any indirect object there. So this is a pattern what? 2, right? All right, I slept in the car on the way to my house. What's the action? Slept. Now you know your prepositions, so you know that in the car is a prepositional phrase, on the way is a prepositional phrase, to my house is a prepositional phrase. Do you see any answer to the question, slept what? No, it doesn't say I slept a long time. It doesn't say I slept there's nothing after that says what about slept. So we have the pattern 1 sentence here. All right, so you have to do some thinking for these because they can be a little confusing. Just remember that indirect objects usually come in sentences that have verbs like gave or thanked, because or let's see, bought, because you usually have a person or a thing that's receiving it. Gave me a dog. Here's your direct object. Who gets the dog? Me. Indirect object. Thanked my mom. That might not be a good one. Let me try again. Thanked us. Well, you know what? I refuse to do this video again. I'm getting rid of this at all completely. Thinking on my feet and messing up. All right, bought. How about bought us? What? Bought us a van. So you've got indirect object, direct object. So anytime you've got someone or something receiving a direct object, you've got your indirect object. Okay, so gave and bought show up a lot, but there are other words too, but those are some big ones for indirect object. All right, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you in chapter 13.